A very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vazwa. We have a whole lot lined up for you, including news of the earthquake that rattles Delhi early this morning at 5:36 in the morning. 4.0 magnitude of quake that hit and jolted the Delhi NCR region. The epicenter of the quake was Dholakua, and the depth was just 5 kilometers. Now, the Delhi police has put into place emergency number 112. Strong tremors were felt in Delhi and its adjoining areas, like we mentioned, at precisely 5:36 this morning. After the quake's depth that we've spoken about was just 5 kilometers, the earthquake was measured 4 on the Richter scale.
तो हम करीब 5:30 बजे से यहीं बैठे हैं और गाड़ी का वेट कर रहे हैं। तो जैसे ही 5:35 या 5:38 के बीच ऐसा झटका महसूस हुआ जैसे कोई ट्रेन आके अचानक ब्रेक लगे हों। तो पूरा ये आसपास का जो एरिया एकदम से हिला, तो हमारी ओर धड़कनें तेज हो गई। हमने देखा कोई ऊपर से कुछ गिर तो नहीं रहा है, कहीं कल की तरह जो हादसा हुआ है ऐसे कोई भगदड़ तो नहीं मची है। तो हम एकदम दहशत में आ गए। फिर हमने चारों तरफ देखा तो सब लोग खड़े हो गए, क्राउड, कि भाई क्या हुआ। तो फिर पता चला कि अर्थक्वेक आया, बहुत तगड़ा अर्थक्वेक आया।
अभी झटके आए थे एकदम, हम सोचो कोई ट्रेन आ रही है, लेकिन न्यूज पे देखा तो 5.36 के मतलब आए हैं। एनसीआर के अंदर भूकंप बोल रहे हैं।
हम लोग तो सोचे कि एकदम से कोई ट्रेन आई है, लेकिन जब बाद में पता लगा तो भूकंप है। फिर हमने न्यूज़ लगाई, न्यूज़ से पता लगा कि 5.36 का जो है एनसीआर दिल्ली में जो है भूकंप आया है। तो बस मैं ये करता हूँ कि भाई जो है सब सुरक्षित रहें, अच्छे से रहें।
So strong tremors felt in Delhi and people reacting to how bad it was early this morning at 5:36 in the morning, where the Richter scale reported and measured an earthquake of 4. Now let's just go across to my colleague Pallav Bagla. Pallav, a very good morning. Take us through how long did, it was a very strong tremor, but it didn't last too long. However, coming 4 on the Richter scale, and when we talk about the depth being 5 kilometers, give us what details do you have for us?
But it is not a strong earthquake. 4 magnitude earthquake is not strong, but because it happened at 5-kilometer depth under a big city like New Delhi, that is why within the national capital region in Delhi, it was felt as if it was very strong. Otherwise, a 4 magnitude is not a very large earthquake. Usually, 4 magnitude earthquakes don't cause damage or loss of life. Those happen at magnitude 6 and above. It was a shallow earthquake. It happened for a few seconds, and it came along with a loud rumbling noise. That is what has caused a lot of fear in the minds of people. Right now, there have been no reports of any aftershocks. Usually a 4 magnitude earthquake doesn't follow up with aftershocks. But yes, it is a wake-up call for Delhi. Delhi falls in seismic zone 4, and Divya, you and I have reported many earthquakes together. We have to be prepared for a larger earthquake, which is likely to come, and we do not know when. A 7 or 8 magnitude earthquake is likely to hit Delhi, because just north of Delhi is the Himalayan fault, which can cause very large earthquakes. So it is a wake-up call, and people need to be prepared with standard operating procedures out on how to save lives and property.
Right,
a big wake-up call.
Of course, from the tweet that the Prime Minister's put out on social media site X, he's obviously going to talk about, to be prepared for aftershocks. So can we expect aftershocks after this kind of tremor, which has, been measured 4 on the Richter scale? And what kind of precautions should people in Delhi really be taking in terms of when an earthquake hits?
Well, the biggest precaution one can take during an earthquake is if one is living in a high-rise building, then one stays in the building, goes under a table or under a beam. There's an old saying that earthquakes don't kill. It is actually buildings which kill people, because buildings fall on, and during an earthquake, when things fall on people, that is what causes injuries. So that is one. If one is on a lower floor, ground floor or first, then one needs to go into an open area. That is where you can save yourself from buildings. Those are the big precautions. But the biggest precaution is to make structures which are as earthquake resistant as possible. There is nothing called earthquake-proof, but you can make earthquake-resistant structures. So the modern buildings are all being made to building codes which can withstand large magnitude earthquakes. But yes, Delhi has to be prepared for a large magnitude earthquake, which is likely to happen sometime. One cannot forecast earthquakes, so one can only say that an earthquake is likely to happen, and when will it happen, one can never predict that. That science evades scientists of the world. But yes, it is a wake-up call, and people should be taking earthquakes and earthquake risk fairly seriously.
Right. Thank you so much, Pala, for breaking it down for us, saying that this was a shallow earthquake. However, because the depth was 5 kilometers, it has been strongly felt by people here in the national capital, and giving the timing of it. Well, Pala Bagla, thank you for giving us that warning as far as Delhi is concerned and how prepared it should be for such earthquakes.